There is a pub or a lounge. I don't know how you guys call it from your country, or a place where you can relax and take some drink and enjoy yourself. Now, this is their rule. They say that you cannot go in there with slippers, right? So that is their rule, and then they have a reason for doing that. Now, what will happen if you don't have any idea of that pub that I'm talking about? You may travel from a very long distance and get there, and then you cannot enter into their premises with your slippers. Now, it could be the reason that, okay, maybe when you are enjoying, you are dancing, you may easily slip and fall down, or somebody can step at your back, and then that can hurt you because there are so many things. Now, what am I trying to say here? This is a law or a policy that passed as at now, 1st September in the year 2024, that people living or people that are coming from the EU countries. So, if you don't know the EU countries, let me quickly mention that. So, this is coming from the official website of the world, the UK. That's the gov.uk. That the EU countries, how many are they? There are 27, and then Australia, Belgium, and so on, Croatia, the Czech Republic. There are many. They are all interested. You may pause the video and check if you are part. That if you are traveling within this community, then there are some certain items that you cannot go along with. Now, to avoid wasting time, and maybe those items are so expensive, and then there are some very crucial things that you have to go along with. To avoid that time wasting and then the money and all those things, that is why you need to check this video. Now, what are they saying? So let's have a look. What are they saying? So this is from what? It cannot have that name. This is the Condensed Nurse Traveler. I don't know if you have that correct. So this thing was published as of today. So let me refresh this page so that you can see exactly what I'm trying to say here. Now, what are they saying? There are some food items or certain items that you cannot travel with those items. So the EU's news hand luggage rule starts next week. So what I mean by the next week, as of today, and that is from the 1st September. That's where they publish that. That, what are they saying? Here is what we need to know. Despite the promise of the smoother security proceedings at major airports in the year 2024, they plan to roll out advanced scanners. So the scanners are those, let's say, machines that they use to scan your luggage to see if you have any harmful items within it. Now they are bringing a new scanners, right? So a new update, a new scanners that can determine the items that you are traveling with. They used to do that, and then they do that at a very perfect level. But this one is solely going for those who are traveling with what? Liquid items, right? So liquid items, right? So you can see, maybe I will leave this link in the description below for you to have a full look. But it isn't just that the UK that is impacted by these delays and changes, you see. So come Sunday 1st September or Sunday 1 September, airports in the EU countries, I've already mentioned the EU countries, we likewise have to make a U-turn, as the European Commission will be enforcing temporary regulations until a tech issue with equipment is rectified. So what I'm trying to say here is that, so a quick one is that here is what you have to know and then notice. So what are the EU's hand luggage rules? So this is very, very important. So luggage rule, you see, there are some items that you cannot go along with. Pay a very close attention to that. So with those items here, you can easily, let's hear from here. As has been the case since 2006, passengers traveling to an EU airport will be restricted in the amount of liquids, gels, and creams they can take in their carry-on luggage. You see, so you have to be restricted, solely restricted. Such substances should be what? In containers of 100 millimeters. So don't go and buy those items that I'm about to list in a second in a very big container or something like that. Is that okay? And then the plastic bag of around 20 centimeters by 20 centimeters. That is what you can carry along. Anything beyond that, we are not going to be allowed to to travel with them. So what are some of the reasons? Some of those items, according to maybe personal experience, so some of them are very harmful, right? So some of them are very, very harmful that can cause a lot of damage within the flight. So liquid includes but not limited to like drinks, semi-liquid foods such as this. I'm wondering, is this, do people travel with soup? Which kind of soup is that? Is that a light soup or which kind of soup? Let me know if you've ever traveled with a soup before. Cosmetic is a sun lotions and all those things, sprays, deodorant, and then toothpaste, shower gel, hair gel. Maybe some are very important for you that you want to try. Those things you cannot go with that. Is that okay? You can simply not go with that if it exceeds their requirement. So what is the requirement? So those things must be in a container of 100 millimeters, or maybe if in a plastic bag of 20 by 20 centimeters, right? Anything beyond that, you cannot go. That you cannot go. Now, someone may ask if some of them are medications solely from a doctor, maybe for a treatment purpose and so on and so forth. What are you going to do? I believe some of you maybe answer those questions by now. Now, those carrying medication may need a note from a doctor. That is what they are saying here, right? So you have to get a note from doctor. So this is a solely a for medication purpose, not for a fashion, not for a dress up or something like that. You need a note. Those who with the babies will also be considerate in some ways. You see, it's very painful if you don't know what to do or you've not asked for the requirement and then you go your own way or maybe based on what other people are saying and then you get to your destination or your point, then you get bounced back. You see, it's very painful. So that is why we have this channel to support you overcome all those your, especially your visa application, your legal documents that you need. Is that okay? Which airport will be affected by the rules? So you see, those airports I've already mentioned, and the changes will mostly impact airports that have already installed a new scanners. So these new scanners are the scanners that they are using to determine if anything that goes beyond their requirements, right? So this is because other airports without scanners will still adhere to the 100 millimeters liquid rules, right? Okay, although this is true and this specific rule changes only applies to airports in the EU countries, right? So there will be a knock-on effect for those traveling from other destinations to the country within the EU. So here it doesn't matter if you are not part of the EU countries, but you are traveling from different country to the EU. So okay, that one also applies to you because there are people imparting the rules. If you are going into that house, you have to obey the laws there. Mm? Very, very simple. So, for instance, let's say I'm making this video from Ghana. So, if I'm traveling from Ghana to any of the EU country, let's say Spain, France, Germany, and so, you have to obey this rule. Is that okay? So, my people, don't waste time and money at the end. Maybe you get to the airport, you cannot go without. That thing will just get wasted. They will just baggage it somewhere for you. My people, if you want to read more about this things here, the link will be down below, right? So the link will be down. So this is just a quick one for you to pay very close attention to when you are traveling somewhere soon. How long will this rule apply for? Make sure that you have the link in the comment section below for you to read more. We love you.